everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name's Holly and welcome to an art adventure with me. So today we're going to be talking about this colouring book, this page right here. This is the first page that I've coloured that is part of my Artist of the Month challenge. And that was from Renae Clark's Vibrant Wilds. And this is what I call the lantern page. So it's very sparkly. It's got lots of glittery things in there. I have never done a background like this before and I'm actually quite pleased with it. I think it looks really great. We're going through sort of like a colouring montage, just similar to what I did to the last video where I've just sped up the process. So you'll see me colour in speed colour this whole page, which looks so weird. But you get the gist of what I'm doing, and for those of you that do actually want to follow along, you can just pause it to you know, watch it for a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes and then pause it, catch up, start again, that sort of thing. That's generally what I do when I watch the colouring videos that are like sped up. That way you don't have to sit through the whole thing for 5 hours. Like this was originally like a 3.5 hour footage that I've managed to condense again down to half an hour. So hopefully you enjoy it. This takes through the whole process, so the background, like I've broke it down into different elements on the page to make it easier to colour. So we start off with the background, then we do the leaves, then we move on to the flowers, then we move on to the lanterns, and then we move on to all the sparkles. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it and I will have a chat to you throughout the video. So yeah, I will see you shortly. Well, let's get into me colouring with Neocolour 2s. I've really been enjoying these immensely, as you can tell, and trying to work out the best way to use them. So here you can see that I'm doing, I apologise that my head pops in every now and then, but so I started off by just scribbling all the different colours that I decided to use in the background. So for those of you that don't remember, this is the card that we got for the background, this one. So I decided to use these two colours to go with the background and also sort of blend in with these ones as well. So like the yellowy reds and oranges for the background, just to sort of give it sort of like that red glow. So you know, like you've got that really nice red glowy sunset in the background. Well, that's the sort of look I was going for here. And I think it worked well. I think it worked out. So the way that I've learnt is by doing a few colour alongs with my Colourful Country Life and Ink and Hue Colouring. And also I think it's Shell's colouring journey. She's also, I also did a bit, I like watched her use Neocolour 2s. So it was really interesting to see how different colorists use them. And this paper in this book is absolutely amazing. Like, I love the paper in this book. It really handles lots of mediums really well. And when I've learnt by doing Neocolours to do the light colours first, so the dark colours don't go into the light colours. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going around doing all the light colours and then slowly moving my way into the dark colours. you'll notice. And I decided to use a paintbrush instead of a water brush pen, because I found that the water brush pens that I have were letting out too much water and were saturating the page too much. Whereas I found that with a paintbrush, I can sort of, you know, dabble it on the side and there's no extra water coming off it. So I found that I had more water control with just a normal standard paintbrush. And that's why I've decided to go with that. So yeah, like, honestly, I went into this thinking, God, I hope this works. And I was really, really happy with the outcome. Like, yeah, like I thoroughly enjoyed this process. As you can see, I'm flipping my book upside down, left, right, center, everywhere to get to it. Make sure my arm doesn't, you know, go in all the wet portions of the pages. But it's really interesting. So yeah, so when you're doing Neocolors, honestly, the pigment moves on the page really well, Neocolor 2s. For those of you that have used them, I'm sure you know this quite well. I'm still fairly new to using this particular medium, but I'm so happy that I now have the full set, that I can now work with them. So yeah, like I just threw this combination of colors together just by looking at the colors. I think having the sort of like using my Colourful Country Lives color palette, color combinations for the Prismacolors really helps as well. Sort of like seeing how someone else puts colors together. So looking at those, it's sort of given me ideas in my head on how to sort of put colors together, and slowly learning to trust myself when it comes to colors. So now we are moving on to the leaves. As you can see, I accidentally colored one leaf in off camera. Hence it's there, but that's there as I was testing it to make sure that the vision I had in my head was articulated onto the page, and it came out the way that I wanted it to go. So I just did the same with all the other leaves. So yeah, so now we're into the leaf section. So coloring all the different leaves, and I've sort of wanted to give the leaf that shine sort of in the middle of the leaf there. Like I've been watching a lot of other colorists, particularly a Pictured Purpose and Ink and Hue Colouring, on how they do their leaves and their flowers, and I'm hoping that I've sort of brought that in here as well, because I feel like they bring their pages to life, and I really wanted to bring this page to life, and it slowly comes to life, this page. And if there is anything that I can tell anyone that's learning or still learning things about blending, shadows, lights, you name it, trust the process. It's not going to happen in 30 seconds. Break the page down into sections. I found for me that doing the background first really helps, because once you've set the background, it then sort of makes the rest of the page, like you can then work out what colors you want to do the rest of the page. However, for this challenge, we picked 3 color cube. So these are the colors that we had, and I think I did pretty well to get most of them in there. The ones that I probably mainly used were these 2, and maybe a little bit of this one, like maybe because it's sort of like a mixture between those 2. So I think I did well to sort of bring those into this page. And I was trying to work out, what do I do for these little tiny leaves? And this is where I just used 2 colors instead of multiple colors. So I went around and thought, okay, yep, I like that. Let's do that. And then I went around and just used my dark green. I did most of the leaf in dark green, and I did all the ones, worked out which ones I wanted to do this. So it's sort of like similar shaped. And then used the sky blue light, I believe. Yeah, sky blue light on the ends and blended it together. Great thing about Prismacolor pencils, they blend beautifully. So even when you've got two different colors, blend really well. I love my Prismacolor pencils, and I cannot believe how much I've used them recently. Like I'm looking at my colored pencils and some of them are like getting short and I'm like, woo! But it's okay, I've got backups. Already bought backups. So I've got backups. But when you like slowly looking at the page and watching each leaf, each flower get brought to life, when each different color aspect gets added to the page, it brings sort of like a new oomph. Oomph? Is that the word? Oomph? I feel like it brings a new sort of sense of, I'm pretty proud of myself, like pride, I guess. It's making me realize how much I've grown, how much I've learned over the past year or two. And I am now here with my own YouTube channel sharing my journey with you. And I'm hoping that I can teach the beginner artist, the beginner colorist, what do I do? How do I do this? So I don't call myself a beginner anymore, but I'm definitely not an expert. And I'm sort of like, I would say that I'm in between and still learning and tackling new things. But and if there is anything, watch coloring tutorials. Coloring tutorials are the best things to watch when it comes to coloring. That's what I can tell you. So yeah, that's what I can tell you. So I find colouring florals really soothing. I like flowers, and I did actually use this as sort of like a reference for one of the leaves that I did, particularly this leaf here. So this leaf here. I really like the way it looked, and I'm like, ooh, that looks really nice. Let's do that on one of the leaves. And that's this one right now. I don't think I used an apple green there. Oh well. I thought I used apple green. I think it came out rather well, like those leaves. Right, now we're getting into the flowers. So deciding what flowers to do, or what colours to do the florals, and then which flowers were what colours, just to sort of spread the colour out on the page was a bit like, So I figured if I did the same flowers, or the similar flowers, the same colour, that would sort of like break it up a little bit, because they're sort of spread out. So that's what I did. I did the same flowers, the same colours. And I was really happy with this flower that I did here. Like as soon as I saw that petal, I was like, ooh, it's slowly coming to life on the page in front of me. So that's what we're watching. We're watching the colouring page come to life, slowly but surely. And at the moment, it's like the page is on fire in the background. I mean, that's the idea, I guess. Well, the idea is like a red sky. That's sort of like the idea that I had. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. How do you guys do your colouring? How do you break your pages down? Write in the comments. Tell me, how do you break your pages down? Do you break your pages down? Do you do the background first? Do you do the foreground first? Do you tackle the difficult part first, or do you do the difficult part last? What do you struggle with in your colouring pages? That's a good question. What do you struggle with? Me? I struggle with, well, what do I struggle with? I used to struggle with backgrounds, but now that I found a medium that I love, not a problem anymore. And I used to struggle with skin, and now that I've done that wonderful portrait, that sort of built my confidence up to do skin. I'd probably say diamonds and gems are still, but that was also part of that page as well. So, but yeah, what do you struggle with? Let's have a chat about that. As you can see now, the flower is looking like it's coming to life. It's almost like you could pick it up off the page, like slowly coming to life. Like it doesn't belong there at the moment, but it does. But it's like it does. I still can't get over that I've done that. Like, I have to remember how to do that. So the way that I've done that is that on sort of like, I've just worked out which side of the petal I want to have the highlight. Excuse me. Like, but sort of like give it to make it look curvy, which is what I've done. So yeah, and then we move on to the next flower. It does not take me this fast to colour in. This one flower, that big purple flower, probably took me maybe about an hour, maybe 30-40 minutes. And that's because you're using multiple different coloured pencils, like 5 or 6 colours, to get the result that you want, or that I want, to get the result that I wanted. And then I just replicated that for the small flower up the top. And now I'm trying to work out what colour I want. Oh, sorry, I got my white pencil. I'm trying to work out what colour do I do what, where, and why. Do I do blue flowers next? Do I do pink flowers next? What do I do? So what pencils do I use? Things like that. And then how do I colour these little flowers in? And then I just went for it. So I apologise that you can't see what I'm doing. I'm still getting the hang of this. But I think you can get the idea. You get the idea of what I'm doing here. So I've sort of like gone from each petal in, out. So darkest in the middle and then out to the lightest. And I think the result speaks for itself. That's sort of what I've done for most of the more fluffier, the fluffy flowers. The fluffy flowers. The more compact flowers. Compact? Yeah, compact. And it took me a lot longer than that. Yep, there we go. I really like that blue. That blue really pops on the page. And that's this blue here. So I want to turn this around. And that's this blue here that I used. So I was pretty happy with the way that turned out. And then eventually I get into one that's these colours. This colour up here. But again, you're slowly seeing the page brought to life. And what's really great about this page that I picked first is there isn't actually a lot on the page. There really isn't. There's literally 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 or 4 elements on this page. You got the background, you got leaves, you got flowers, and you got the lanterns. That's it. 4 elements. And I started off doing the element that I was kind of familiar with, which is the background, the one that I wanted to get done first. And then we moved into the leaves and then the flowers. And then I did the lanterns last because they were the ones I was most worried about. So now I'm trying to work out what colours to use, picking out colours in the background, picking out the next colour flower to use. Which is really good. Like it's really exciting stuff. But yeah, watching myself speed color is hilarious, I find. But again, it shows you the process, and that is my main goal, is to show you my process, the way that I color and the way that I've learnt. Is there what part of a page do you enjoy coloring? What element do you enjoy? That's another question. Put it in the comments. I enjoy coloring flowers, florals. I admit it. Flowers and florals, leaves, you name it. I really enjoy them. I think they are the first element that I got really familiar with. So that's the element that I like coloring the most. It's the one that I'm most confident about. So I'm literally showing you how I pick my colours. So I've got my colour combinations here, and I'm trying to find the right colour combination that I can find that sort of matches what I'm going with. And then I put it to the page. And then it was just working out which flower, with these 2 flowers left, I had to work out what petal belonged to what flower, because they were so close together, like literally on top of each other. I had to work out which one was which. So I was like, okay, I'll just go in and start with the one that's on the top and work my way backwards. So that's what I did. And then I did the same thing as the blue one, sort of worked my way from the middle of the flower. So, you know, the darkest first out to light. That's how I work with my flowers. I go from dark to light. I'm sure you've noticed this, like dark to light. And again, just watching this page come to life. That's probably the thing that I like about colouring, is watching my pages come to life. Especially from when I first started. Like, to go from like just using a single pencil one time in an area to what I can do now has changed dramatically. And seeing what I can create now to what I could create 2 or 3 years ago, or 10 years ago even, when colouring first came in back in 2015, adult colouring that is, that's a massive change. And I really enjoy it now. It really helps me. And now I know what I'm doing, and I've got this space here to do it in. It really helps. So now we're on the last flower. Sort of like this sort of like a light pinky purple. I kind of went for more like the darker color here, and it ended up coming out like a purple, but that's okay. It's still within that sort of color palette. So I was quite happy with the way everything turned out. I mean, these are the color palettes that we ended up with, and I think I did pretty well to get all of these on the page. So all of these are on that page. So most of these colors. I didn't have to use all of them, and that's what I keep stressing to everyone. It's just to give you a starting point. And this is the result. And this is where you find my Artex marker coming in, and I'm just like, yes, paint marker. It definitely gave, as soon as that gold went on the page onto the lantern, I was like, oh, this is bringing this lantern to life. Yes. It definitely gave the effect that I wanted. I haven't finished yet. We got more to do with these lanterns. But it's like that gold. Oh, it's beautiful gold. I absolutely love it. And I'm like, ooh, this is hopefully it's gorgeous gold. So I just kept going. I was like, yeah, I'll just do them all like this. Like, that's it, done, finished. End of video. No. So, yeah. So I just, oh, yep. And they work really nice on this paper. That is one coat. I did not do 2 coats. That is 1 coat. I wanted to see what 1 coat looked like. I'm pretty impressed with 1 coat. The saturation and the pigment and the opacity is really lovely for those SimTap markers. So they're the ones that you pop the back of the pen rather than the push. That they were beautiful. I mean, it's bringing those lanterns to life. And I wanted them gold, but not completely gold. And you'll see why in a minute. So yeah, but to give them that first sort of gold look, was great. I really like that. Plus I like the fact that I brought a different medium into it as well. So that's how we sort of went with that. And they came just in time. And then I did the middle of the lanterns next. So I used my Neocolour 2s again to sort of give them that glowy feel a look. And again, used the just a normal paintbrush to move the pigment around on the page. But this, like, it's coming. It's slowly coming to life. It's slowly getting to the finished result, which we have over here behind me. Looking rather exciting. it excites me when I watch these, because when I'm documenting my process, so if I ever get stuck or I forget what I've done or how I've done something, I can watch my own process to remind myself how I did it. So yeah, it's a good thing to, I mean, if you want to record yourself, it can help. That flamingo page on the left is really calling my name at the moment, but we're gonna leave that alone for a bit. There might be another page in the future at some point. But this book is, I want to colour this whole book, but this is why I'm doing Artist of the Month challenge. Did you all like that video? Did you enjoy that Artist of the Month challenge? I know not everyone is going to have this book, but it is a beautiful book. It's not available on Amazon. It is available on Sarah Renae Clark's website. And I believe if you buy the book, you get a digital copy as well. So that means you can print it on any paper you like, or even colour it in digitally. And so here I'm putting gold gel pen around all the swirls on the middle of the lanterns. And the page is looking really nice and glowy now. It's really got that glow effect, I think. And then off camera, I did that top, the smallest lantern with the Ohuhu bronze glitter pen. And I really like the way it looks, so I did the rest the same. Only I went a little bit more methodical. So that everything was sort of like done properly. But I like the way it all turned out. I was very happy the way it all turned out. So yeah, like we're slowly getting towards the end. So I'm just adding a few final touches with glittery, sparkly touches. I hope you all, yeah, so we're slowly getting towards the end. I hope you've all enjoyed watching my process and watching how my brain thinks. And I hope you get some kind of idea or some kind of creative spark from me. And I'm here to share my energy with you. And I have a big love for colouring. I've got a love for many different artists, as you've seen in my colouring book collection, which continuously expands. I have enough colouring books, but you know, if my favourite artist is going to bring out a colouring book, I'm going to buy it. It's that simple. And the way I see it, I've just got a catalogue of artwork waiting to be coloured. But if it doesn't get coloured, that's okay. It is artwork to look at. Artwork to look at. And now I just use the excuse it's for my YouTube channel. It's for my YouTube channel. I can show people. So that's sort of like how I justify it now. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah. I'm looking forward to figuring out what we're going to do with the next page. I think we're definitely going to do the B page next, possibly. I might do a different one, but I think the B page with those paint markers, I really want to give them a whirl, give them a test. But we might do something slightly different. So we might test the paint markers and then colour in that page. And I'll do a similar thing what we're doing here. So a sped up version or maybe a not so sped up version. I might do 2 videos. We might test, you know, do a few swatching. And then I might do the colouring, like the actual page second. I'll see how I feel. But yeah, we're getting towards the end. And slowly getting there. So not much left. But again, pages come to life on all in front of us slowly. or in this instance in 30 minutes. But yeah, and now I just add in a few different like gel pen dots around the page just to give it a few bits of extra sparkle, and then we're done. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. Yep, that's the finished page, just showing you all the sparkle, all the shine. Look at all that shine. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that lovely colouring montage. I know I enjoyed the whole process and I really enjoyed filming it. In all of that, I have upgraded my filming equipment, my camera stand and everything, so it's hopefully looking a lot better. Hopefully things will stop shaking. My partner and I are currently working on trying to work out how to get the camera stand off the desk. So I do apologize if you see some shakiness, but that's because the camera mount is attached to the desk, and when you're coloring it, it sort of shakes a little like that, but that's all right. It's not terrible. If you do notice it, that's why. And I thought we would talk about the next video while I'm here. Or the next page. So I recently got in the mail some Artex markers. I bought these with my own money, so I get to tell you exactly how I feel about these markers. And I spoilt myself because it's my birthday next month. It's my 40th. So it's like an early birthday present to myself, along with these Sim Tap ones. You may notice an appearance of the gold marker from here, main appearance in this page. I could not resist. It was a brush marker and the colour of the gold was just so vibrant. I was like, I must use this. This is the colour I've been looking for. So we might be going through some swatches. We're going to swatch them. So it's like a video in between the other videos that I'll be doing. So we'll still be doing the 4 pages from this book, but we might do a surprise video with these. I think that'll be cool. So yeah, fun times. So I thought for the next page, we could colour in with these markers. I'm going to do the bee. And those sunflowers look really, these sunflowers look really appetizing as well for paint markers. But I thought we could do the bee. I was thinking maybe we could do the background. Maybe Neocolours. Maybe with the paint markers. I'll make a decision later. But definitely the sunflower with the paint markers, the beautiful yellows. And we'll see how they blend. And then the bee. Now the bee, I was thinking maybe we could do that in pencil, maybe colouring pencil. I think like definitely the flower will be in the paint markers, but maybe the bee we could do in pencil. Maybe. That's my thoughts. But last time, so in the last video, this video, I used Prismacolor pencils. I want to use something different. What are your thoughts? What pencil brand would you like me to see use for this bee? Do you think we should do it in pencils? Do you think I should do it in watercolor? Do you think I should do it with the paint markers? Tell me. I mean, these things, let's put that away for a moment. These come in with 3 different tips. You've got the bullet tip, the fine tip, and the brush tip. Did you know you can actually purchase the brush tips separately? So, because I only give you so much, they don't give you enough for the whole 72 pack. But if you go on Artex's website, you can actually buy them in a little packet. And I was thinking of buying some so that I could have the whole range in brush tips. Because these in brush tips, yes please. But I think they'll also be really good for the fine tips as well. Like if you wanted to do outlines or something smaller like the bee. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We might have a play around first. Maybe in my sketchbook. Just to see how they work before we start attacking a colouring page. And then once we get the hang of them, then we'll attack the colouring page. I think that's what we'll do. So that's what we're going to use on the bee page. Yeah, exciting videos ahead. So thank you and also I wrote down all of the, these are all the things that I used. If you want to take a screenshot, I will take a photo and put that in the community post so that those of you that want to, you know, copy everything you can or come up with your own colours. But yeah, I had a blast doing this and I can't wait to do the next one. I think challenging myself is really getting me into colouring. I found that I kept after work, because I do work full time, whenever I came home, especially when I work from home 3 days a week, I colour for about an hour or so a night. So it's sort of like, and recording, so it's sort of like helped me de-stress because work's busy. So de-stress, that's why I colour, to help myself de-stress, calm down and just get out of life zone, you know, get out of the work zone. But yeah, so yes, I do have another delivery coming soon. I don't want to tell you just yet, but maybe just a sneaky hint. I have been really curious for the past like 3 years about the Castle Arts pencils, and I decided to take the plunge and buy them. And when I say buy them, I mean I bought the Soft Touch set, the 120, the Pastel set, and the Harmonious set. Unfortunately, the Soft Touch set was supposed to be here this weekend, but Amazon sent me, well, I got a message telling me that there was an error with my order. And I'm like, huh? Apparently, when it got to a certain Amazon facility overseas, they sent it back to the sender because it was damaged. And I'm very happy about that. I'm disappointed that I won't be getting them this weekend, but happy that they return them to the sender to send me another set, because there's no way in the world would I be happy with broken pencils, especially for the price that I've got to pay here in Australia for Castle Arts. So I was like, I'm glad they did that. While I'm disappointed, I'm happy they did that. I'd rather have a intact box with no damage present than a damaged pencils. So yeah, and I've also got the Arteza water brushes coming as well in that same order. So I'm like, great, I have to wait for those. So yeah, that's what's coming. Hopefully when they come, I will do a little bit of an art haul and we'll do a swatching thing for the Castle Arts pencils. Looking forward to that. Maybe I'll save a colouring page for them. Ooh. So yeah. So again, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a lovely week. And I will see you in the next one. Happy colouring.